Account-based prospecting is rooted in the idea that we need to think about large account selling completely different than velocity selling. When you apply research to an account, it can completely make a difference to how that account converts. Sherry, what have you seen work really well in account-based prospecting techniques?
With account-based prospecting, we've seen it work really effectively when you are focusing on how to make your outreach really relevant to your target personas. So using those research and insights to make it as relevant as possible versus generic outreach.
And I think that's a mistake a lot of us make when we first start in sales is we fall in love with our product, our solution, and we just want to share it with the clients. They're like, oh, we can help you with that. We can do this. But when you go, especially up market, they don't want to hear about features and benefits, and they don't want quick solutions to complex problems. They want to really solve their problems. So how do we help a customer do that?
Yeah, good question. With account-based prospecting, what we're really looking at is trying to make a much more customer-centric approach. You're typically selling into larger enterprises that have multiple buyers that may have multiple different types of needs for your product or solution. So really understanding not only what the account may have of interest, but also what those personas within the account have a need for, and matching that can be a really effective strategy.
And the way to visualize it is somewhat as a hierarchy. So you realize that people that are more strategic in their role care about more strategic things versus people in manager, director levels. They're more close to the end or the use case, the end user. So when you think about it from a simplistic sale, maybe you're only going to one department. But as you expand into a wide, complex organization, there's going to be many departments with many different personas that have slightly competing interests. So making sure that you navigate it based on the executive priority, the thing that aligns all of the company together, is really what can make a difference. What else should we talk about as it relates to implementing this technique?
Sure. Yeah, one key piece is really using a lot of research to help drive that insight onto not only what the customer centric approach is that you should utilize in account based prospecting, but also how to differentiate the message to the persona per your examples of having different needs based off of the level of the buyer in the organization. So using some research, whether it is on a customer company reports, using LinkedIn to your advantage, and other key insights can be a really advantageous way to reach those buyers and get those conversations booked.
One of my favorite techniques you taught me was if you notice through your digital insights that a customer has gone to your pricing page or taken a certain type of action, that should instigate the type of content that you could share back to them. Because if they're going to the pricing page, they might be farther along into their customer journey than if they're just raising their hand or meeting you at an event saying, I want some more information. So by changing it and sending over the information, oh, I'm requesting pricing, it doesn't always mean that you send the same thing every single time. You should do research on the account, realize what they care about. And that's what we mean by keeping it relevant. Do research on them, apply what you're sending them in their context, and not just be like, oh, you know what? I noticed that you took this action. Here's a thing that I think will help. Go the next step to try and connect the dots for them. Make it easy for them to see how your solution can help solve problems. There's a lot more we're going to cover throughout this course, but as a quick overview, Sherry, thank you for joining me on this video. We look forward to discussing more of these topics in depth.